It is Monday. It's March 30th, 2020. And I would like to bring this Board of Health meeting to order. Kristen, you have the agenda. I didn't get the agenda, so if you can help me out here.
I can't see.
I'd like the first order of business.
Transfer station.
Okay, transfer
And
station.
I think Dick wanted to talk about security cameras.
Okay.
We had one incident of bags being left outside the fence, and I grabbed the information manual for our camera system up. It's in the control station, and we got 6 terabytes, if you can believe it, of potential memory, and it is recording all the time right now, even as we speak. It takes a keyboard and a mouse to activate that. And guys in the station and I have decided that it's not worth the effort right now because it only happened once. If it happens the second time, we want to talk to the group about reorienting 2 cameras and recording.
Okay. My question is, what exactly was left out?
2 bags of rubbish.
2 bags of rubbish. We haven't had a problem in the past.
That's right. That's what they said.
Yeah, this is something that, like you say, I think you're right. If it continues to happen, then we'll probably be able to do something with the camera.
And what we did is we know we have the capability.
Right. Yeah, that's a good thing.
But there's no cameras that point to the entrance, right? Or in front of the fence?
There are 2 that could be oriented in that direction if we choose.
Okay, so if it happens again, then we'll...
Right.
Yeah, the guys showed me how you set it up and how we could switch from one camera to another and so on and so forth, and how it tapes on a constant basis, which is good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any comment on that? Okay.
Second is septic tanks at transfer station.
Okay, next order is septic tank at the transfer station.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
On the drawings, there are 2. One's a 250-gallon tank, which is up near the control station, which I am not sure exists even. There is no manhole cover, we can see. And there's a 2,500-gallon tank down by the first compactor, and it has a single manhole cover. It hasn't been, nobody knows that it has been pumped in over 30 years. And the concern that I have is that it's filling with solids, and pretty soon it'll drop over into the leach field, or as they call it, a leach pit. So when this crisis is over, I think we ought to look at pumping the tank is something a little over $600.
Hey, my question is, did they have a set of plans or any kind of a drawing that indicated where approximately these might be?
Yes, the drawing does exist. I scrounged through the files with Kristen's help and found them. I cannot find, and it's a dead end, I cannot find the as-built. The problem is the company that gave us the initial drawings does not keep paper records that far back, and the people who dug the ditches and the holes and all are out of business.
Well, this was an as-built system?
Sure. We think so, because there are a couple of indicators that are not exactly to the print for whatever reason.
I see.
But we do have one manhole cover that goes into the septic system.
Right, the manhole cover down below.
Yes.
Near the compactors?
Yes.
Okay, so that, now, is that, ignore the bird, please. Is that what was I going to say? Okay, yeah, is that a holding tank? Or is that, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Regular septic tank that feeds into a 13-foot diameter leaching pit, as they call it.
13-foot diameter leaching pit, and there's no indication where that leaching pit might be?
Yeah, we know pretty much where it is. It's by the compactors also.
Okay, so it's right next, probably adjacent to that manhole cover.
Yes.
Okay.
Underneath all that tar.
Sorry?
Underneath all that tar.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the bird.
It must be underneath all the asphalt, right? All the tar.
Yeah, oh yes, yeah. I would think so.
So yeah, I would say we need to get that pump done as soon as we can, I guess. I mean, when this thing's over.
It's not a bad idea because, first of all, we you say it hasn't been pumped in 30 years. We don't know what's happening in that tank.
No.
It must be doing its job because nothing has happened. So it's probably breaking down the solids and, leaching out like it should probably do. But nonetheless, we should get it properly checked and pumped, yeah.
Yeah, because if the solids fill and start going into the leach field, then we do have a problem.
Right. Dick, did you find out anything else about any of the other utilities, like the water connection, where it runs, the electrical, all that?
All of that, yes.
Did you happen to find out any information on that?
Yes, I have the
Oh, you did? Yeah, okay. So we have a good idea of where it might be then. All these utilities.
Yes, but if I was digging out there, I'd be digging carefully.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, we would have DigSafe come and find all that stuff anyways, but.
Yeah. Okay, so that's, I guess we're gonna.
That'll hold until the crisis is over.
Right. I mean, it's not critical right now, but it's something certainly we'll have to look into.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
we have a $600 budget, we're okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we all set with this? Kristen?
Yep. So the next thing is solid waste contract. I think the talk about extending it right now.
Okay,
Or
next order of
extending
business.
BP.
Okay, sending, BP,
Yeah, extending.
continuing the contract, in other words, with
Yep.
BP. Okay,
Just short term, just until this crisis is over.
right,
Yeah, I don't think we're looking at a short-term crisis. That's my personal opinion.
No, I'd say if they would be willing to extend it for 3 months, I think we ought to jump on that offer.
I would extend it for 6 because I think it's going to go that long. The problem we're going to have with the crisis is we're going to, at some point, take the foot off the gas. And when we do, the people who've been socially distancing themselves are going to come out of the woodwork, and we're going to have another peak. And that's going to push us out, I think, well beyond 3 months.
Awesome.
yeah, I think
you're right.
Yeah, I think that 6 months is a good window because, I mean, 3 months might not give us enough time to get everything together for the next contract either, you know? So, yeah, right. I like it. But really, I would go with the 6 month thing.
Okay.
Do you entertain a motion to that?
I think we should, yes. So, anybody, do we have a motion?
Yeah, I would make a motion that we extend the contract for 6 months, providing BP allows us to do so.
Okay, do I hear us? Sorry?
I said I second that.
Oh, there you are. I didn't see you. Okay, so we have a motion and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have next order of business.
Bob, do we have any opposed?
Oh, excuse me?
Bob, do we have any opposed?
I don't believe so.
Bob, can you see everybody's face or just the person?
No, now I can. Yes.
Everybody?
Yeah, Emily was off to the right. She's back here. Okay.
All right, you got it now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so far, security cameras, we'll change those if we have to. Septic tank, once this is over, we'll have that thing emptied immediately. And
Right.
solid waste contract, we voted to extend it for 6 months.
6 months. Yes.
All right.
And Kristen will take care of the details with that?
Yep.
Thank you.
She will.
Well, seeing that she has nothing else to do,
Good time. Thanks, Bob.
you know I don't feel that way.
I know you don't. So the next
Okay,
thing is
next order of business. I'm sorry?
health agent update.
Okay, health agent update, next order of business.
Okay, so the two things I sent out letter for is I'm gonna drive by tomorrow, make sure those are all set. That's just trash that was outside of those properties. Another letter I need to send for that as well, but I was waiting for Mark just to make sure there's no other violations. I thought there might have been, but he didn't think so. So I'm gonna send
Which one was that?
That is for 38 South Street.
On South Street, okay. That was the, was that the one with the heating? Is that, no?
No, not this one. This
okay.
one just has a lot of trash in the backyard.
Okay, okay.
The heating one, I pushed back that inspection. I was originally going to go this past weekend, but we sent out the letters a little bit late because of when Kristen was off. So I'm going to pushing that back a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see, Arnold Street, I got to email the heavy content woman again. Agnieszka, she never got back to me. I did email her, so I'm going to email her again. And then the last one is Sunset, and Mark, the building department, had sent out that letter, and we haven't heard back yet. So when we do, we'll know how to proceed. And that's it.
How about the outside boiler? Did we send
That was
out?
you.
Okay. Did we send out a letter? Did we send out a letter to that, Emily? I mean, not Emily. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yep. We did.
Okay, so he's been notified.
Yep.
We had planned an inspection for this coming Wednesday, is it?
We gave him so many days after he receives it, so I have to see when he receives it.
Okay. But I know it's at least this Wednesday.
It's a week, so yeah.
Okay. What I would suggest is that we call ahead before we actually go to inspect it. Emily, can you make that inspection or no?
I can't.
You can't. Okay. That's fine. I can do the inspection.
Okay.
Okay.
The only other thing I should say too is, so for the letter I have to send out that's on South Street,
right?
They have so much trash. I kind of want to give them a little bit more time because I don't want to make it,
right,
impossible for people to actually get things done. Like actually let them figure out how to do things.
Right. If they're indicating that they're making an effort, and certainly we don't want to, give them a hard time.
Right.
If they're cooperating. That's great. It's when they don't cooperate. That's when you have a problem. But that Sunset Drive, just going back a little bit. Where is that? What's the status on that?
I haven't heard anything from the building department, but they sent out a letter last week, I believe it was, in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So we just have to wait. We're just waiting to hear back from the property owners.
Okay. It's just, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move some of these things so these people realize that this is not just, we're trying to enforce these things, clean up the town, make it the way it should be, and not become another health hazard. So they've got to know that we mean business,
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else? Anybody have any questions concerning? No? Okay. I guess we move on.
So the next one's bills and warrants, which we don't have here. So we'll skip that.
Okay.
Person for situation awareness distribution list. Not really sure what that is.
Me neither.
I think that would be the same as the EOC representative. I think those people would be...
What is it, Corey? I'm sorry.
So I think the person for situational awareness would be the same
as the
EOC rep.
Okay, yeah.
Your rep, that's the emergency committee there.
Yep.
I know that fire, police, town manager, all those people are on it. I think as of right now, Dick and I are receiving all those emails, both of us. And I've been forwarding them to you, Bob.
Yep, I know. Yep.
So I think that's what happens, and we report them back to the board. So I mean, I'm okay with continuing to receive them with Dick, and right now, Dick, last week, before we got you online, Bob, we sort of made the tentative EOC up.
Right.
As somebody who just was able, able-bodied individual,
Right.
who had time. So
Yep.
we're doing that job.
That's fine.
I mean, I'm just happy to keep it as it is now. If everybody else is fine with the way it's going.
I have no problem with that as long as I kind of know what's going on myself. And again, I think it's great that he's taking over that Dick is doing that, and you guys have been very good filling in for my absence. but like I say, that's fine with me. That works for me.
Well, I think we got you now, so I think I think now we're back. I think we're all back. And
well, you heard the birds, so
we definitely got that one. We got that bird. I'm expecting them any time to fly by behind your head.
They will be. Don't worry. usually when I get on the phone, they want to be a part of it. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Okay.
I have a question for Corey.
Yep.
He has equated situational awareness with EOC, and yet they're two different things. The spelling is different, at least. What are we talking about here?
Okay, so what is it? What is it now? The EOC. What is that? What does that stand for?
Emergency Operations Center.
Emergency
Operation. That's the team gets together and mulls over problems like we had the other day.
Right. Okay.
And they come up with solutions, and they spent most of the day on that one problem.
Okay, good.
What's the other one? Situational awareness.
Okay, can I ask you something, Dick?
Sure.
At these meetings, if you attend, could you just run them by me at the end?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Matt does a summary, a very nice summary.
Okay, good. Thank you.
But I want to know what situational awareness distribution means.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is all gray areas, but I think the situational awareness has to do with more particular situations and those notices that come out via email. I think maybe Agnieszka could hit more about that, but I think is that about right?
This one, I didn't get any information.
Hi, Agnieszka.
So, hello.
So I think I think the situational awareness are just the notifications that we get.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay if I go ask Matt what that means?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Absolutely.
The
Yeah.
difference between them, and
Okay with it.
I will share with the group the difference.
No, it's just emails we get updating. It could be a storm. It could be new things happening with the coronavirus. It's just updating situations.
Right.
Alerts. We are getting alerts about.
Alerts. It's alerts. Yep.
Alert, but not ready for the big time of EOC.
Right. Not ready to be brought up at EOC yet, but things that everybody should be, pertinent.
I'm sure everybody on the EOC gets those awarenesses.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I would say those are hand in hand.
Yeah.
The EOC deals with those situations as they become bigger.
Yeah.
Like the one that happened last week. I think we would have to go into executive session at some point to talk about any of those particular instances.
Okay. Yeah.
At the end of
That sounds right. Yeah. Okay. Are we all good for that?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're fine to stick with the way it's been going the last few days. Dick is our EOC rep, and Dick and I receive the emails, and I'll forward those along.
That's excellent. Yes.
Okay. All right. Next.
Next order of business.
Transfer station, PPE for transfer station employees, town hall employees, and first responders.
Okay.
That's.
How do we feel about their protection up there? How's that going? I've been up there every day that they're open. I go up there probably sometime late morning, early afternoon. I'd like to see, and I appreciate the fact that Dick brought up some things for them, some gloves and a few other things, I guess.
That was from Ignatius.
That was from what?
Ignatius.
Yeah, I mean, I have given them a box of gloves too, and we have masks.
I don't know if they're actually, but you know, they're really not in contact with all the, well, certainly not with the trash down below, and they know that they're not supposed to handle anything, large bulky items. You know, they shouldn't be helping people to unload those.
I assume they're being very careful, right?
They are being careful. I mean, to a certain extent. But yeah, sometimes I think Dick is a little restless. I mean, a little reckless. Not restless, but reckless. And but you know, I don't know. If it's me, you know, he has no problem with going up to people, and I try and tell him, you know, no. But outside of that, they seem to be okay. They seem to be protected fairly well.
I would remind them, even wiping doorknobs and handles and things.
Good idea. Oh, you know what else too is the sanitizer. They could use sanitizer. No, I don't think they do.
All right.
Clorox wipes to wipe the handles and stuff with.
Clorox wipes, yeah, if we can get them. Yeah.
Wipes.
I'll see what I can do.
Counter and stuff.
Right.
The sooner we can keep that work space, the better off they're going to be.
Sure. Even the Clorox spray, you know.
Yeah.
They could spray it and wipe it down too.
Christian, do we have any of that?
I have to look. I don't have any, but I can see if Adam has any.
I'm making a food run tomorrow to Walmart, and the other
I'd be
day
surprised if we can get that.
Good, Dick. I'll give you my list.
Yeah.
I was surprised too, but both of the items that I wanted were right on the shelf.
The only thing is, if you purchase them, the only thing I can reimburse you with is I can't reimburse you for tax for anything.
You don't worry about details.
Otherwise, I can try and order it and see if WB Mason has it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or maybe Adam has
It's up to
them.
you,
I can
I
see.
guess.
What, Corey?
I said, Dick, I guess that's up to you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll move when I hear. Kristen will give me the answer, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, I'll look in the morning.
If she gets it, I'll take it up there. If she doesn't get it, I'll see if I can scrap it.
I'll email Adam tonight.
I do have a question about 4 transfer station employees. George was saying, and now they're through. I followed up with him on that. He said, well, Ron and Ray may or may not be there. Are they okay?
They're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Ray's out just because he has something going on.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, I can talk to that. I can speak to that. Ray is right. He's out for something other than, the virus. But having a medical situation, he's best to stay away anyway.
Right.
As far as Ron is concerned, his wife developed the flu, and he is staying home with her to take care of her because they're elderly to a certain extent, and it can be dangerous. So he's been taking time off for that, and I think he's a little nervous about the virus too. So he's concerned. He has that rightfully so. He's concerned about that. So it puts us behind the eight ball as far as people are concerned. But Bert is willing to step up and take a full-time role. I guess the only question there, Kristen, would be his wage, his salary, how he would be paid, and
Right.
how would he be put on the payroll?
So I'll figure that out.
Okay.
We'll have to do that.
Yeah. I mean, we have no choice, really. Yeah.
So that's one. Do we have a second?
So we make a motion to put.
Oh yeah, we'll make a motion to.
No.
Yeah.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second employee?
Well, we have another senior tax person,
Yes.
but he's out. I think just this week. I think.
Right.
So I make a,
Dick and George are willing to step up and fill in the
Okay.
blanks. I've already spoken to them about that, so they're willing to fill in the blanks, and we should be okay for the time being, and hopefully one or the other, if not both of them, come back full
do
time.
we have to make a motion to put Bert on the payroll then?
I think we're best to, don't you?
Yeah. All right, then I'll make the motion.
Okay, the motion is made to put Bert. To put Bert on the payroll.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Anyone? All in favor?
Bye.
All right. Okay. The ayes have it. And we move on to next order of business, Kristen.
That's it.
Oh, that's it.
So yeah, we're just talking about safety things for the transfer station. The town hall we all have gloves and everything, so that's fine.
Right.
First
Right.
responders have been.
And first responders, I think
We got
They just-
I got an email with the inventory from them today. So
Right.
it's kind of low, and we may have to see if they want to get the supplies from somewhere else. We may have to support them and share what we have, because
Uh-huh.
that's a priority.
Okay.
So hopefully we're on the emergency list then. I mean, I heard that the governor's been after President Trump to get us some stuff, but I'm pretty sure every municipality in the country is after somebody to get them PPE,
Right. Right.
along with hospitals. And I think hospitals are taking all the first priorities at this point. So,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, people need to start reusing their masks. I know that. I hate to do it because they get gross too on the inside, the condensation. But
Yeah.
you got to reuse masks. I mean, you can't really reuse rubber gloves, especially tight-fitting ones. But
Right.
wash your hands a lot. Try not to have to use gloves. And I don't know. I mean, it's going to get kind of crazy, I think. But
Maybe Agnieszka could speak to that. You know, if she has anything to add to that. No.
And the specific questions to me, so that will be.
Yes. I know I mispronounced your lovely name, but
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You're doing good. You're doing great.
Can you add to that?
What I can add, this is public information that we have 6 confirmed cases in the town. We have a number of people being on quarantine. And I know about some people who were tested, so the results will be coming soon. Good thing is that all of them were contacted, all the positive cases. We were notified by state about those cases, so we were able to contact them. And we were also able to identify the close contacts. So the close contacts, those confirmed cases are in quarantine. The people with positive test results are in isolation. I'm calling them every day on a daily basis to make sure they are okay, to make sure they don't need anything, to make sure they are staying in quarantine, they are staying in isolation. We also have volunteers who are helping those in quarantine and isolation who don't have families who can help them. So we have volunteers who help them with picking the medication up from the pharmacies. We have volunteers going and doing laundry for them. Yes, so so far it's going really well, and people are willing to help, and we are managing.
Great.
see how the stuff will be going. But right now, everything is under control. I can say this with a clean conscience. We'll see what the future will bring. But right now, things are going well, and hopefully it's going to stay like that.
Well, we're fortunate to have you, for sure.
Yes, we are.
And Kristen, too. Kristen does a great job there, too.
My right hand.
My right hand.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, anybody else? Do we have anything for new business?
Agnieszka, I have one more question for you. One more question for you. In terms of health at the municipal center, how are you doing with all the phone calls and everything that needs to be done?
You know what? Honestly, I didn't go to the office since my light is going off. I didn't go to the office since Friday, and hopefully I'm trying to avoid being there because me and Chris are in one room. Kristen, so I want to protect her, and I want to be protected too.
Sure.
So I have a room above the garage. That's where I set up my office, and I'm trying to do most of it from my office. I'll go there.
That's understandable.
If I have to, I have access to all the information I have in office. I can even listen to my messages left in the office.
So were you ever given a list of people that could assist you with phone calls or anything?
Yes, I do have a list, and I'm already using some help from them.
Okay,
so
good.
yes, so we do have a couple people who volunteer. We will use them for sure if things will be going the way they are going.
So you're managing fine right now as far as your
yes.
and additional stuff?
Yes. You know, it's consuming a lot of time, and honestly, I don't know how the nurses from other towns who cover more than one town are doing, because I have to work, 3-4 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to cover all the cases.
Wow.
You know, like email, like this other stuff, like calling those people. They are calling me. Oh my God! Let me just. I cannot count on that light. So I'm gonna do this.
Agnieszka, the light is fine.
Oh, it's like turning off. Yeah, so right now is it's going well. Like we know what we are doing, we know what we're supposed to do. I feel like I understand the rules and regulations, although they are changing every day. They are adding something every day. Bunch of emails coming every day. So I'm trying to keep up with that, study that stuff. So just to make sure I don't miss anything.
Okay. Are you feeling well supported?
Yes. Oh yes. You know, people are great. Like in the anytime I ask for help from any of town officials, they are really good with responding to my emails and helping. Yes. I can't. I have no reason to complain or.
All right.
I really
no trouble
appreciate it.
delegating any tasks to anybody else? You have no trouble delegating or doing?
You know what? Right now, that's gonna happen if I will get more cases, because state still requires us to check on all people who are close contacts. So not only identifying them, getting in contact with them, but it's monitoring them. They still require us to call them every single day. And I will listen to some online conference. This may change because some nurses, some towns cannot keep up with that anymore. So this may change, but right now we still have to contact them on a daily basis. Ask for any symptoms, any new concern, and making sure they are staying home.
Well, all we can say is thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your support, guys. I wouldn't be able to do it without
Anything you need, if you need something, don't hesitate to call, please.
Okay. Thank you, Bob.
Okay, if there's any way that I can help or get you some help or whatever, we will do it. And
I'm afraid the time will come because it's getting crazier everywhere.
yeah, it is.
Well,
Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
I think it's going to work before it gets better. So.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What everybody is saying. Next 2 weeks, right?
I mean, you will get loyal. So if we have to call on people at the state level or something to try to get some more PPE, then I mean maybe we do.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, Anishka. Did I pronounce that right?
Mhm.
Okay, good. That's another thing. Are you protected enough? Do you feel that you have, like, say, full body suit or something?
But the thing is that so far I didn't have to be in contact with any of the positive cases.
Right.
I was able to reach everybody through phone. I had to send some letters, but so far there is no recommendations for me to go.
Do you think you should have something on hand in case?
I do. If I have to go,
Yeah.
I do have masks and I have gloves and
Okay.
not gowns, but full body suit. So hopefully I won't have to wear it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you have it,
some
you
stuff.
do need it.
Yes,
Okay.
we have some.
Okay.
Well, like not much. Nobody has a lot, but we are just keeping what we have, making sure we don't, like waste them. That stuff. We don't we don't give it away because there is nothing to share really. Like if we want to share this with someone, would be the first responders who
Sure.
will be now.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to add to that?
When I do have to
Emily?
go to my re-inspection at Linden Street, do we have stuff in the office for me? And I know Bobby said he wanted to go to that too, so is there stuff for us?
Yes. Yeah.
We have masks and gloves.
Okay.
We have masks, and that's what we would need. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Now, when would you like to do that, Emily?
I'm just giving the owners and everybody just enough time to get everything set up.
Just let me know.
Yep, I will.
Give me a little bit of lead time because you never know where I'm going to be besides 130 Main Street. That's pretty
I'll
much
give you
where
at
I
least
am.
a week.
Okay. Anything else?
Worse, you could always eat the bird.
We've already discussed that, Corey.
It might solve one problem for you.
I know. We've already discussed that, though, haven't we?
If I could, let me think out loud for just a minute here. There's an observation that I made, and the observation is that there are people who are wearing protective equipment, doctors, nurses, EMTs, etc., first responders, who know how to protect themselves, and yet they're coming down with the COVID-19. And the question is, what is it are they not doing? And my observation is maybe it's something innocuous that just slips by all of us, like they open a cardboard box to take out their medical equipment. And we know that the virus hangs on to cardboard at least 24 hours. So I guess what I would encourage the staff to do is to wipe every piece of mail and every box that comes in before they essentially touch it.
It's always good to be
I think
extra
that's...
careful. Especially in this case, we have to really be proactive and do more than we normally do.
Yes.
Sanitize everything.
Yeah, that's right. It's a good observation. I think that I know myself. My wife's ready to strangle me because I'm somewhat careless especially when I'm at home. I'm more comfortable there.
Yeah.
I can be a little more careless, but it does drive her crazy, and that's why I try to stay in the most remote part of the house.
And the second observation that I am making with no data at all, even the top level of this government hasn't acknowledged it, but I think this virus was artificially developed and it is doing exactly what it was intended to do, which is destroy the financial capacity of the nations in the world.
Possible.
Yep. It's
Possible.
hard to say.
But, these are all speculations, and we don't know what really happened. So
That's right.
let's
That's
just
right.
find a way how we can protect
That's
ourselves from it.
Yeah, I think
All we can do is deal with it right now.
I agree.
I think once
all we can do.
there'll be some serious investigations as to everything about it. But
Yeah.
right now, I think the world is just trying to get through it.
Yep.
as quickly
And all we can do is,
minimal casualties.
Yeah, if you notice,
That's
there's about a 1% fatality rate with this virus.
Well, it's better than I heard. So
Well, I mean, look at the numbers.
yeah, I heard.
It's 4,800 active. They get 45 deaths.
Yeah, it's pretty
Well,
cool.
all we can do is take care of our local dealings and do the
Yeah.
best we can here at this point. And
Be very careful.
yep, be very careful is right.
So Bob, we in order for us to discuss
Yep.
individuals or circumstances,
Right.
we go into an executive session.
And before you get there, I have two items on the agenda.
Sure.
Irene Congdon said that on April 1st, they're running a reduce and reuse webinar. And I intend to tune into that and see what they have to say. And I think it's 3 hours.
Great.
And the second thing is Irene Congdon has said that she would come, put in quotes, visit us sometime and talk about the whole thing that the state does to encourage us to do things they want us to do. So we'd like to have her sometime. She's willing to join us either physically or via the web.
Bob?
That sounds good. It's all good. Anybody else have anything?
You know what? Kind of.
Yep.
I think before we go into executive session, I don't know if
Yep.
but I think we should close the town hall to all departments except for the Board of Health and the EOC and the the town administrator. But I think all of the departments should totally cease. I don't know as far as the state level how easy it is if the building is allowed to just do that, but I'm pretty sure other towns are working remotely at this point. And whereas I know they just had the town hall sanitized. I think it was the weekend. I think they need to. What good is sanitizing it do if we're still getting traffic? If anybody in any department gets this COVID-19 thing, sanitizing was useless, and the whole place is contaminated again. So I think they need to cease. Immediately, like tomorrow, nobody show up anymore, and start working remotely. I mentioned it last week a couple times, and it hasn't really happened yet. And I fear that if we wait too long to make it happen, that it's going to be too late, right? You got to get ahead of this thing, I think is the message. And if it's not already too late, it might already be a week too late or 4 or 5 days too late to close it. But I think the sooner.
Well, yeah, I don't think there's such a thing as too late. At this point, we just do what we have to do. And if you feel strongly about it, and I think you're right. Yeah.
So I don't know if we need to make a motion or a recommendation, but
make a recommendation, I'm sure.
So should we make definitely make a recommendation? Should we make a motion in case we need to do that too?
Sure.
All right.
Would you like to make that motion?
Yeah.
Can we hold just 1 second?
Sure.
Something else. When the English people came over and brought measles, it pretty much wiped out the Indian tribes until they could become immune to it. And I think you're going to see the same thing here. That pretty much everybody's going to have to catch this virus and develop an immune system to it before it ever ceases to exist. And what we're trying to do is, as they say, we're trying to flatten the curve, meaning we're trying to keep the hospitals and other systems from being overwhelmed. But nobody has said a word that they're trying to keep everybody from getting exposed to this. And I think sooner or later they're going to have to do it to get immune.
Yeah, I think that's.
Well, they have to develop a vaccine too. It takes time to do that.
Yeah, we're a year off.
Yeah,
we are.
The scientists cannot answer those questions yet. Finally, they are still learning and studying that virus. So we're not going to jump into conclusion here because I don't feel like I am in position to discuss this. But but remember, we are being encouraged to protect ourselves. So if they are telling us to protect ourselves, stay at home, wash your hands, don't go out if you don't have to. They don't want us to get it.
That's it, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think our last
absolutely.
the same thing. The purpose,
So Corey, is your motion in the order of if our recommendation is ignored, we say you will go out?
I think the town hall should be closed. Yeah, I think the town hall should be closed, and people should be working remotely from home. We shouldn't have any social interaction at the town hall anymore. I mean, I think maybe, I know Kristen is going to have to go in to pick some stuff up, and that's probably, bad enough. I think maybe Matt needs to go in and do some work. I think EOC should probably be meeting remotely every time now. I mean, I think social distancing should be happening at all levels with everybody.
So is your motion going to be a recommendation, and then if they don't do it,
My motion is to shut down the town hall and work remotely from home.
So it would have to be a recommendation because we couldn't, unless we can actually do it. I'm not really sure,
I believe you have the power.
Well, I guess I make two motions,
Okay.
depending on which one works.
I think it's just my opinion. Dick, do you have anything on that? On the motion?
I would encourage recommending before I try to get muscle bound.
All right. Maybe that would be the better way to go. Corey?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with just recommending. I'm making a motion to recommend we work remotely and shut the town hall down.
Okay.
So moved.
That's the motion. That is the motion. Okay. Anybody second that motion?
I'll second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Motion is accepted.
And I do think that the town hall already has the capabilities to work from home. I think they were working on that.
We do.
Yeah, so
What about Pat? Is Pat going to be able to work from home?
Yes, I can get in remotely. I may have to go in, sporadically to get equipment set up or whatever for these types of meetings, but for the most part, I can remote in. Yep. Thanks.
Do you feel, Pat? Do you feel you're protected?
Yeah, I there's not a lot of traffic in and out of the cable office. So I don't think that there's a big, there's not a lot of people going in and out of that office except for me. So
Right.
And I don't go in off. What's that?
Important too, because I'd never be on TV if it weren't for you.
That's right. I make everyone famous.
So, yeah, I think the less people going in and out of the town hall, the better off.
Yes, yeah.
Like Matt still have to go once in a while. Kristen has to go once in a while. Matt's going to have to go sometime.
Yep.
There's going to be, a group of 10 people that occasionally have to go regardless. And that seems to be too many as it is. I mean, I think if we limit that,
Right.
or we can limit the amount of people that have to go even once every couple of days, because the virus is going to live on. If somebody touches the doorknob, if nobody wipes it down,
Right.
and so that person gets sick, now everybody that touched that doorknob is going to.
Yeah, they say that I don't know how true this is, but they say that the virus can live on shoes up to 5 days.
Like
That's what I heard. I mean, you hear so many things.
that's a fabric. That sounds
Right, yeah. Yeah.
leave your shoes in the garage. Don't bring them home.
Absolutely. Right.
Yep. So I think all right. So moved, and we seconded that.
Yep. We passed, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Who's going to put the bell on the cat?
Okay. So we have to bring this meeting to order. I mean, we have to. We have to.
schedule our next meeting or
Yeah, the next meeting, right? which is 48 hours away, right?
Probably 24. I think.
24. Yeah.
Oh, 24 now?
Which we haven't had to use any of those, but
Right.
It's scheduled.
Kristen, have you scheduled a meeting for 6 o'clock every night for the next month?
I think it's 5:30 every night.
5?
Okay.
5:30, but we haven't used any of them.
All right, but you have scheduled one for every day for the next month.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so I would like to, can we have a motion to adjourn here and go into,
So moved. Yep. Motion to
okay.
adjourn.
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Okay, meeting is adjourned.